Hanging out with Josh Todd of Buckcherry. They're going to be at the Conexus Art Center on October 14th with Biff Naked. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, man. I'm at home, which is nice. You know, we've been on the road since June 1st.
Yeah.
Got a great record, Hellbound, and it's been amazing and great to get back. But, you know, we've been working, literally averaging 5 shows a week. And
Wow.
so it's been nice to dip in to see the family.
Yeah, take a little bit of a pause. Let's talk about that album a little bit that you came out with. Hellbound came out in June. And was it 22 years or something like that? Buckcherry's been around for?
Yeah.
Wow.
23 years, actually. Yeah.
23 years. How do you
Yeah.
keep an
9
album fresh?
records.
How do you keep coming up with ideas for new material?
I think just passion overall, you know, I mean, I really love music to this day. You know, it's still interesting and fun for me. And, um, you know, building something from nothing, you know, and that's what making a record is, you know, just kind of building a house is the way I like to think about it. You know, it's challenging and fun and aggravating and, you know, all those things. And then when you finally kind of give birth and you drop it to the public, I mean, that's like the icing on the cake, you know. So I don't know. I just I really enjoy it. I'm a bit of a workaholic, you know. So I love to work. I love to you know learn new things about my craft all the time and just continue to keep pushing forward.
Solid. I was listening to the album and I would say it's got that signature Buckcherry sound. Do you guys feel pressure? Rock comes in waves. We had grunge, we had pop punk, do you feel like you need to switch up your sound? Or you feel like, I'm just going to make an album which pleases you, which will hopefully please the fans?
I mean, it's really about songs when it comes down to it. If you don't have songs, it doesn't matter what genre of music you're putting out. You know, nobody's going to listen to it. You're not going to have an audience, and so you have to have songs that people can remember that react with an audience. You know, and I don't think about all that stuff. I don't think about trends and all that
Yeah.
stuff. I never did from the beginning. And you know, Buckcherry has never been in mainstream rock since we started. I mean, literally, we've been on this little island all on our own for 23 years, and sometimes that has worked for us and sometimes it's worked against us. But you know, I always have the philosophy: if you stay true to who you are and you're super honest about your, what you're putting out, and that people are, it's going to resonate with an audience. And because of that, we kind of based our reputation on our live show, and we got a lot of people that have come to like 20, 30 shows. It's insane. And so I just look at that and kind of gauge what we're doing, on the audience and how it's growing and stuff like that.
So you must have been locked down for a while. Was that killing you not to get out on the road, or maybe that helped you out with writing the album? Hey,
I'm glad we had the album to focus on, because there was, I know you guys had your own set of circumstances in Canada, but like in the States, it was just super negative, not just COVID, but the election stuff and the gun violence and the racism. And it was a lot. And, to have the record to focus on was definitely good for us.
I read a little something that you were working in a COVID clinic.
Yeah, I served my community. Like, we had already done the Hellbound record, and I love learning new things, especially off the beaten path, because I don't ask me how I got kind of into phlebotomy, but I really got interested in it because when I give blood every year, when I do my annual physical, I always go to a blood bank because it's closer to my house, and I don't like to have to fast a long time. And the phlebotomists there are really good. They're really good. You really don't even feel it, And so I remember this one big, tall dude that was covered in tattoos came in the room and took my blood, and he was so good. And I just started asking him about his process and his craft, and it became very interesting to me. So I went to phlebotomy school. I passed the national exam, and then I wanted to serve LA proper because it was just crazy here. And so I worked at a COVID clinic for 4 months in downtown LA.
That's super interesting. So we're all watching TV and seeing it from the outside, but you were seeing it front and center. That must have been eye-opening.
Oh yeah. I processed hundreds of tests a day. A lot of positives. I've seen it firsthand, and Took a lot of drew blood for a lot of antibody tests, and it was crazy. It was nuts, and it's, kind of peaked right around end of December into January, and then it started like finally, like, going down, had a downward spike for a while, and then we were like really good there at the end.
That's wow. That's something. That's incredible, dude. All right, let's talk a little bit about the shows that we got coming up here. Conexus Arc Center on October the 14th. Getting out on tour again and performing again. What do you Buckcherry obviously has those rock party anthems that just gets the crowd going, but you guys also have some incredible ballads. What do you enjoy performing the most? You like to see the crowd getting wild or breaking it down, busting out the lighters?
I like it all. I like the
Yeah.
dynamics, that's what you're talking about. I mean, on all the rock records I listened to when I was younger, they had a lot of dynamics. They had mid-tempo songs and ballads and rockers, and I always loved that. I'm not one speed. I'm not a one speed guy. I don't like to just be like, like I can't just listen to like death metal for an
Yeah,
hour.
yeah.
I gotta have uh I have a lot of emotions, and that's really what songs are. They're emotions, and so I want to feel all that, and it's fun to like construct a set and pace it in a way where you want to lift people up and kind of get them going and get them rocking, and then bring them down and hold them, and then so on and so forth, and then club them over the head at the end, and leave them wanting more. I mean, that's really how we look at it when we sit down and go over the set list. But it's crazy now because I make all the set lists, and it's, God, we have like over 100 songs out there, so many that we haven't even played live, so it's getting challenging.
Love to pick and choose for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite moments at a show is when a high energy show just breaks it down. You see everyone just calm down for a moment. So I imagine from your point of view, it's probably breathtaking. Hey,
It is,
yeah,
when I can't even tell you how many times I've seen people like singing sorry, like crying,
yeah,
just they're so happy, but they're emoting and they're crying because it's probably something that reminds them of a situation in their lives. And, for a songwriter and an artist, I mean, that's like incredible for us because, we build these from nothing, so like to go through what you got to go through to get a song over the finish line and out to the public, and then to see how it resonates with somebody, sometimes thousands of miles away, it's like, wow, it's so powerful, and it's like, it's the juice, man. It's why you got into this.
yeah. Now that shows are back, the energy, because I feel like I've gone to two shows, I think, since they've returned here to Canada, and the energy at these shows, I think, because we just all been locked up for a year and a half, So do you feel
Yeah.
that? Do you feel that at these
Yeah,
return
I
shows?
feel I feel a lot of energy. There's all kinds of things going on. I think people are struggling, honestly. They're very they're tired. They're tired, like you said, of being corralled, and this has been a really, I just read that it's like the biggest pandemic in world history. Now it's surpassed 1918 flu pandemic, and it's brutal. And I don't see, you know, we're still going to have to like be very, very careful and stay on top of this for some time to come, and I know that's just a drag for people to hear, but so yeah, when we finally hit the stage and it's on, people get it, their enthusiasm's at a different level.
I could imagine. And I'm sure yours is too, right? You were probably eager to get back out there.
Yeah. I was, we've always been like super grateful to do this for a living. We know the odds and how many bands really get to stay along around as long as we have, and so we're grateful, and we do that. We get together as a band every night before we walk on. We pray, we get into gratitude, and as far as my process goes, um, I'm backstage, and one thing I always tell myself, like, if this is it, this could be the very last show that you do. Just what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You know, like, just play it like it's your last one. And that seems to really work for me.
That's awesome. You're appreciative of your career and the success Buckcherry has had. So good for you, bud. Because there's a lot of people in music that aren't grateful for the career they have.
Yeah, I don't understand that, but
Yeah,
whatever, to each his own. To each his
that's for
own.
sure. That's for sure. Well, I won't keep you too long, Josh. I appreciate you sitting down and chatting with us for 15 or 20 minutes here. And Hellbound is out now. Uh,
Yes.
do you
Amazing
feel
record.
amazing record? I was listening to it yesterday. And do you feel like streaming is kind of taken away from owning an album, having that physical album in your hands?
Yeah, I've kind of let go of that. That's been tough to let go of, but
Yeah.
that's a lot of years coming, and now it's just. I remember
You,
somebody telling me years ago, like, you know what, at some point, music's going to stream like water and it's going to be almost free. And I was like, what? That would suck, I mean, as an artist, when this is your livelihood, you don't want to hear that, but basically, it's kind of in that place where, streaming is everything. There is no more places where you can get a physical record, but we really got on top of it. And this time around with Hellbound, we completely focused all of our energy online and streaming and videos and content, and it has changed the whole rollout of this. It's been so much more successful for us. So like we got our first number one record in the United Kingdom. That we never had a number one record there, and it's done so well over there and so well everywhere. And we just tried a whole new approach, and it's really working for us.
yeah, I could see it has its negatives, but also, like you said, has its positives. Maybe people had never heard of Buckcherry before hearing your music for the first time because of streaming services, because it's so
Absolutely.
accessible. Yeah. Well, that's pretty incredible, Josh. I appreciate it. Hellbound is out now, and we will see you at the Conexus Art Center on October the 14th, thewolfrocks.com.
Finally,
Yes,
finally.
finally.
We have
How many
rescheduled
times
this
have we
tour like
deleted? Yeah.
I think we've rescheduled this tour 4 times. So
Yeah.
we are excited to get there. We're gonna
Well,
make it happen.
we're excited to have you back up here again. So we'll see you next month, man.
Yes, sir.
All
Thank you
right.
so much, man. Be
Have a
good.
good one. You too.